Greetings everyone, Joshua from the Catalyst team with an update for Sprint 14. So let's jump into it. So as you can see, we've got a fair bit of stuff in progress still from Sprint 14, a little bit of stuff published. So one of the things that happened was the Lumio about making the newsletter public. And here I was going with a fairly light ticket, which was fast to ship. And then it's being followed on with 214, which is about, hey, let's get a newsletter team and a proposal together. So this Lumio passed. Most people thought it was a good idea to have a public newsletter of some kind. All the questions were about implementation. And so now I'm going to pick up Sprint in Sprint probably 16 or so. I'm aiming for 214. But the first priority is really to get through some of these bigger, longer tickets. I've been working on cobudget engagement issues. And this is about inactive funds in cobudget and how to manage them. Got a lot of feedback on this. So there's some really good ideas people have contributed. So here's the input. Next step is to draft the process out and say, hey, here's how cobudget could work, and see what people think of it. Get feedback, rinse and repeat. We'll need to separate out a cobudget guide and the cobudget agreement so that we keep going with this philosophy of small agreements and detailed guides. So the agreements are changed by consent with everyone, and the guides are changed via an advice process. And then we'll be updating the handbook. So fair bit of work left to do. Help wanted on it. If you want to jump in, get in touch. Also been working on this experimental contributor cohort. So this is the idea of onboarding a whole bunch of contributors in one go. There's basically 20 contributors and 4 members who have said they want to be part of that experiment. So if we go into here, the next steps are going to be setting up a sub-Lumio group for everyone there, syncing up with the members, making a plan about how we're going to do it, run the experiment, publish it. So very excited about that one, and that's going to be my main focus for Sprint 15. Susan and Richard have been updating some Catalyst details. So in the handbook, let's get some more details about how Catalysts work. Here's a draft. We're going to be updating that in the next sprint. So a little bit more work needed, but it's coming along. Venture status of Rapid. So Susan's been working with Josh Ford about, hey, where's Rapid sit with the network? Josh has been talking with all the Rapid folks about this, and so we should have an update coming soon. So that's progressing well. The conflict resolution process, Rich has been working with Lucas and Camille and a bunch of other people about, hey, let's get something written up, and it's moving along nicely. Rich is very happy with that progress there. And then the next one is the brand working group. So this is the idea that currently all of the members together are responsible for making decisions about how the Inspire brand is used, who can use it, when, how, and whatnot. It's an expensive decision-making process, and there's lots of, I guess, inertia in there. So one of the ideas is, how can we help a small group of people form who are very close to understanding what our brand is, how it should be used and when, and to get a proposal out to the members to delegate that decision-making power to that small group. So Ants, Kate and Gina have put their hands up to kick off this conversation and see if it's something people want to do, and to explore this idea of, would this make it easier for us to manage the Inspire brand if it was delegated to a small group of people. And you'll notice that we're using this idea of working group a lot, like the brand working group, the conflict resolution, the stewarding working group. Over here in 215, we've got this idea of a contributions working group of people who want to put their hands up to work on how a financial contribution is managed in the network. And this is something that as Catalyst, we're really starting to see get cut through, like the stewardship agreement and guide came out of the stewardship working group. So it formed, it did some work, and then it dispersed. Other working groups like the ambassadors or the Catalyst or the board, they form and they hang around for a while. So we're really starting to lean into, how do we facilitate the formation of working groups? How do we support them while they're going? And how do we help to understand the network in that way? Because I think it helps people have clearer pathways into doing work, and is really easy to reason about the network on. And so the brand working group will be the first experiment where we're thinking about, hey, how do we make a working group who get delegated clear powers, like the board to get delegated some, or the Catalysts. The Catalysts don't actually have any hard powers that we're exercising. There's a ticket coming up for us to refactor the Catalyst agreement to reflect what we're actually doing, not sort of what we thought we would be doing earlier in the day. So that, hopefully we'll get onto that in Sprint 15. But you can see a bunch of stuff on the table. Oh, and Andre is kicking on with the Venture Heartbeat. So connecting with ventures, syncing them up with each other, and seeing how they want to go. So he's got some invitations out and conversations going there. So that's the work we've been doing. Most of these tickets are going to roll over to the next sprint. A few will get finished then, but I think a couple more are going to roll into Sprint 16 as well. So now I'm going to hand you over to Rich, and he's going to talk about our update for the third quarter. What's everything we've done in the last 3 months? So take it away, Rich.